Okay, the identity of an asset is unimportant. Euros, dollars, yen, grain, pork bellies, stocks, energy, it's all the same. What matters is the price and how one market price relates to another. So if we create a new financial instrument from an asset, say a derivative, the price becomes not only independent of its original context, but totally abstracted from it. So
what we need is a new spoken language where words perform the same function without any connection to any particular thing. So if I use the word jet, I can substitute other words for the word jet. I can use the word tree, but it wouldn't mean tree, it would mean jet. And suddenly we have expanded our word-generating profit margin exponentially, and we can take profit from more meanings and numerous positions on it.
Okay, so a new higher returns language for new finance. This would start with a small group of people in the know. Hedge fund managers? It would be a system that references itself, relying entirely on inside knowledge and always relating back to itself. They'd very rapidly develop new terms for the deals and events that they all know about, but these would very quickly get old and tired for these information-hungry hedge fund managers.
Oh, right, so it might be something like Malchior meets Morgan Stanley bloodshed in liquidity dip. Black Rock Trepanning rally has legs for Nordica Vista love Convatec triangle.
Renminbi dabblers eat yachts and yachts for super fund. Troy Zenith showdown lives liquid.
Oh, but maybe language in a credit crisis should be one of contraction, so that instead of credit risk, you've got CRISC, and instead of shares and bonds, you've got Johns and Bears.
No,
expansion.
I'm still having that problem. The pressure is mounting. If I'm not constantly getting the newest and fastest information, I'll lose my advantage. But I know it can't go on like this, or I'll end up like Jeff at this other hedge fund, Excalibur Solutions. He lost it and barricaded himself in his office so he could keep trading. They had to get the fire brigade in to get him out. Or Mike at Apollo Investments. He had a nervous breakdown from all the pressure, and then he bumped into this homeless guy on the streets and fell in love with him. And Mike ended up just following this guy wherever he went. Just imagine, one day you're sitting in your own private jet, the next day you're just some homeless guy's pet.
How are you feeling now? What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking how I crave the battle. Being prepared, knowing everything. The terrain, enemies, conditions, and how they all interact. Harnessing a whole web of events and getting a good position on them before they happen. But now I'm too aware, too paranoid. I need to know exactly what others know about me all the time, or else I'm vulnerable.
What you're scared of isn't transparency good?
Because I know what it means to know things about someone. I know what people can and will do with that knowledge. I know what I'd do. Just because someone's looking makes me feel as though there's something to hide. My worst moments are when new information about Babel comes up on the screen.
That's a lot of pressure.
1088 HK, 87% after IPO to 10%, 76.23 yuan per share. Price earnings ratio 43, Nikkei 225. Panic buying my pulse, panic selling regulates me. Appease the market, fuel self-fulfilling prophecy, any against what it wants, and all is volatility 765.23.
We're not a bank. We don't have to disclose anything.
Times are changing, Ms. Theoris. Good afternoon.
Who was that?
The FSA interrogating me on my trades in food and oil. They think we're driving prices up and starving the poor.
Well, how'd it go?
Okay, I think. They've only ever made 3 criminal charges.
But those have all been since the credit crisis.
They're only finding it a problem since the easy money dried up.
Well, some good news. Ian Newman at Evergain has just been seriously injured. He's been unconscious ever since, and they don't know when he'll wake up. This will ruin their share price.
Timing couldn't be better. Oh, man, what happened?
Well, he was making a rare visit to one of those manufacturing plants he's owned for a while, and I guess he didn't spend much on upkeep because some high-pressure piping system blew up and took half the building with it. Now, he's lucky to be alive.
Well, lucky for us. I mean, it would look cruel shorting a dead guy. I guess this is our catalyst. Everyone's going to have piling against Evergame now. We'll be the early birds in a packed-out nest.
So, how is the everyone trade doing?
Best of breed.
Tomorrow, price earnings ratio 43, Nikkei 225, renminbi 6.8189 to dollar.
It's almost as if he's so highly connected to the whole of the market, he can't control what he's picking up. The market thinks a trillion thoughts. It sends trillions around the world, and it connects billions of lives. Maybe his system is being infected by something out there.
Lift the offer to 12 and a quarter, 11:46 a.m. Last bid at 8.5. Yield spread versus bid to offer spread versus credit spread will be 10 and a half.
%8 inflation, the highest level for 11 years, almost double the Bank of England's target. Experts warn tonight it could even reach 5% before the end of the year.
The credit crisis is affecting us all. We must all practice austerity. It is critical that wages must remain the same or go down. Any sign that higher inflation is pushing up pay significantly must be controlled, 765.38, to prevent a damaging wage price spiral. JP Morgan, the labour market is a sinking ship. Highest unemployment for decades. Falling standard of living. Alan Greenspan, there's no bottom in sight. The crisis is an expression of underlying debt, borrowing, no production, looting what's left of our resources, no longer reproducing what society needs. The market whatever it wants. When the staff of life is a wriggling digit, when necessities are only ours through the market, when all is falling except those at the top, then the richest will find the weakest most valuable. Debts collapsing, wage cuts, layoffs, unemployment, bankruptcy, 10 cities,
Bank of America,
homelessness, dollar plummets, poverty, food riots, inflation, starvation, hardship, rising cost of living, fuel strikes, fuel riots, fuel wars.
Cut! All this will have on the US and global economy. The former head of the Federal Reserve, Alan Greenspan, has described the situation as probably a once-in-a-century event.